The Second Huffman Conflict and the infamous B device. While the obvious geopolitical tensions between the OCU and USN and their struggle over Huffman Island's resources were the basis for the Second Huffman Conflict, the true cause of the conflict was an elaborate international conspiracy that played both sides for their own ends. The conspiracy involved a number of powerful groups. Sakata Industries, the Japanese Wanzer manufacturer that gambled on the B device in order to save its flagging fortune. Zavtra, the former Russian Republic, which sought to strengthen its power projection by orchestrating the OCU-USN conflict and stepping in as a peacemaker, and furthermore, which sought to use B device Wanzers to strengthen its military. High-ranking USN and OCU military officials, namely the OCU Colonel Guri B. Olson and the USN Admiral Winger. Medical researchers who formerly worked for the OCU but were recruited by the conspirators into working for the Nirvana Institute, their front organization. The BD project aimed to use adult human brains harvested from Wanzer pilots in order to build highly responsive Wanzer CPUs. It originally grew out of similar research being done in the OCU to make Wanzer CPUs that made use of artificially cultivated embryonic brains, and was changed to make use of adult soldiers' brains in order to make use of their battlefield training and knowledge. The conspirators intervened in a number of key events in the Second Huffman conflict, both to cover up their activities and to stoke the flames of war, so as to provide a testing ground for the BD units and an opportunity to harvest test subjects. Two notable such cases were the Larkus incident, which was jointly orchestrated by Olson and Driscoll, and the atrocity in Lark Valley, which was a panicked move by Driscoll and Winger to destroy evidence of the Nirvana Institute's activities. The factory destroyed in the Larkus incident was in fact a B device factory and research facility, and its destruction was timely for the conspirators as it was under investigation by the OCU Central Intelligence Service. With this background in mind, let's take a look at these confessions from the two chief BD project medical researchers. This horrific project was beset with problems. In the first place, the OCU original might have been more successful had its top researcher not disappeared. Secondly, the BD units frequently tended to go berserk when the drug cocktails used to sedate the brains inside failed to function properly. This led to some defeats on the battlefield of Cicada Type 90 Wanzers, and frequently also led to the death of the test pilots inside. Thirdly, the BD units were frankly less impressive on the battlefield than the conspirators had hoped. The Zaftran agent Driscoll was defeated numerous times while using BD Wanzers, such as the Type 11 Raven. The USN Hell's Wall commander Grieg was defeated in a Type 88 Sea King. The Cicada Industries executive Koichi Cicada was defeated in a Groaning, and the USN Admiral Winger's elite guards were defeated in a cohort of Ravens. This on top of the Type 90s that simply went haywire. All this suggests that the B device never lived up to its potential. Of all of the B device models, the Raven had the most thoroughly developed B device and was the most effective. And finally, the conspiracy was discovered and thwarted by intelligence officers and soldiers on both the USN and OCU sides. While the OCU Central Intelligence Service and the USN Military Intelligence, not to be confused with the Federal Intelligence Agency, provided some crucial information, it was in the end the actions of two groups of soldiers that undid the conspiracy. On the USN side, Kevin Greenfield's Silver Lynxes discovered the terrible actions of the Nirvana Institute and put an end to Winger's plans. And on the OCU side, the elite mercenary unit, the Canyon Crows, came in contact with the Spirit of Huffman resistance group and were able to defeat the Zaftran Driscoll in a very personal conflict. This conflict was especially personal because Driscoll had turned the Canyon Crow's leader, Royd, girlfriend Karen, into his own personal B device, and intended to do the same to the rest of the Canyon Crows. The Canyon Crows also killed Koichi Cicada in a pitched Wanzer battle. After the conflict had subsided, the independent journalist Frederick Lancaster, who had joined the Canyon Crows to investigate the Huffman conflict, broke the story of the B device and the Zaftran conspiracy. This was an enormous scandal and led to the final collapse of Cicada Industries, after which it was acquired by the larger Japanese Wanzer manufacturer Iguchi. Further political scandals in the USN and OCU weakened their government for a time as well, and Zaftra became an international pariah state. Lancaster suspected that he had not uncovered the true extent of the conspiracy and continued to investigate, but was not able to discover its darkest depths. In the meantime, USN military intelligence began its own investigation.